After additional pleasantries, he quickly ushered us into a large meeting room where the recently formed emergency committee had gathered. It was made up of diocesan and Jesuit priests, members of religious orders, lay men and women, the auxiliary bishop, Arturo Rivera y Damas, and our compatriot Tom Quigley from the U.S. Catholic Conference, who by previous agreement had arrived in time to join us. A priest was presiding. Monseigneur suddenly blended into the crowd and for a moment was indistinguishable. We quickly saw his penchant for democratic meetings. He deferred to others. He appeared not even to be one among equals. He was just one among us. The presiding priest, after introducing himself, tactfully inquired as to the reason for our visit. Now it was our turn to look shy and intimidated. We were in the presence of self-assured, battle-tested, upbeat Christians with an urgency appropriate to critical times. In essence, we said we were concerned and wished to know if we could be of help. Yes, the priest said, you can use your ecumenical media to let the world know what we're up against. He and others, with not a trace of self-pity, gave us then a somber summary: threats on their lives, murders of 2 priests and of several lay leaders, expulsion of colleagues from the country, attacks on Monseigneur and his archdiocese as subversives, and recent tortures. No one had to point to the 2 tortured ones present. A face misshapen and an arm bent out of shape were recognizable enough. But why? I asked emotionally. Let Monseigneur speak, a voice suggested. He came around the table and lightly rested his hand on my shoulder. Doctor, he could never get used to calling me Jorge, our persecutors are confused. They are not yet used to seeing the face of the church converted to the poor. To raise the question of their rights is to call in question the whole established order. That is why they have no other category for us but that of subversives, and they treat us in the only way they know how, with violent words and violent actions. But we are not giving up our position or our hope for their conversion. Another mental note: conversion was a key term in this gentle bishop's vocabulary. The somberness was broken by the serving of sandwiches and soft drinks. The blessing for refreshments included the foreigners as well. In groups of 4 or 5, we carried on further conversations. Shortly after, Monseigneur said he had a question for the guests. This time he was decisive and a bit impish. The issue was whether we thought it wise that he should break an immemorial tradition. The man made president-elect by a gross electoral fraud, Colonel Carlos Humberto Romero, no relation, had offered Monseigneur a hands-off policy by the government in the conduct of church affairs if the prelate kept the unbroken tradition of invoking God's blessing upon the presidential inauguration a few days later.